Did you know about the secret history of Harris Neck and the Gullah people? Well, let me tell you. Harris Neck actually belonged to a thriving community of Geechee people, descended from freed slaves from the late 1800s through the 1940s, when the government seized Harris Neck through eminent domain to build an army airfield. Harris Neck had over 100 families living and thriving on over like 3,000 acres of land. They had stores, a school, a post office, and other small businesses, and they even lived off their own farms. They were thriving, y'all. The people were living off the land and using waterways to take their crops up to Savannah and Darien using small boats. They lived with nature, which decades later would be deemed as environmentally friendly and sustainable. They rarely relied on the outside world and preserved much of their African culture. A culture that came to be known as Gullah or Gullah Geechee. If you ever watched Gullah Island, it was about these people. So, in 1942, the Army Air Force decided to build a base at Harris Neck. The land was expropriated and families were only given 2 weeks to leave. At the time of transfer, black families who owned about 1,100 acres of land only got about $27 per acre, while white families who owned about 1,500 acres of land were given $37 per acre. That's jacked up. So essentially, they were only paid for the land that they were living on. It didn't pay for their house, their businesses that they lost, and it didn't pay for them to move anywhere. The government made a verbal promise that they can come and repurchase their land after the war was over, but that didn't happen. Another promise the government cannot keep. Harris Neck had full eviction by July 27, 1942. Recent investigations have revealed that procedures under eminent domain were not followed properly, and people's rights under due process were violated, making this original transfer of land unlawful and invalid. In fact, some of the original Gullah people still hold possession of their original deeds, thus proving further that this was unlawful and not right at all. And this is just another example of another black community being completely destroyed by the government. Now Harris Neck is just an abandoned airfield. Instead of just giving these people their land back, it's being used as a national wildlife reserve. And before you leave, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below.